Morphing is one of those types of VFX that can clearly show you just how much technology behind filmmaking has advanced over the last 50 years. In this video, we'll take a look at the beautiful transformation of the transformation effect in CGI. But before that, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Unsurprisingly, the first morphing effects were created using FX makeup rather than CGI. In this ironic scene from the 1982 Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, we see Julian Glover's character, Walter Donovan, turn into a skeleton after drinking from the fake Grail. The effect was created by ILM's FX artists who created 30 different puppets for 3 stages of the character's decay. For the final stages of destruction, pieces of plastic were placed onto the puppet and hot air blown onto it to achieve the horrifying melting effect. This is not the only example of brilliant FX makeup in the movie. In another scene, Ronald Lacey's face melts away, turning his character's head into a bear skull. For this effect, the crew made a mold of the actor's face, inserting artificial eyes into it, and used gelatin to mimic the melting of the skin and muscle. Again, with the help of hot air, the drippy face was activated and the SFX makeup footage was captured. The story of the creepy half-mummy Imhotep from Stephen Sommers' The Mummy was created by Industrial Light and Magic together with Cinesight and Pacific titled Mirage. The main character, Imhotep, was supposed to slowly transition from a mummy into a human being, and ILM's artists started working on character Look Dave 3 months prior to filming. The designers came up with 4 different looks that went from a decaying body to a nearly fully regenerated body with some bones and muscles peeking through the skin. The first stages were fully CG, while the later ones were a combination of live action and computer imagery. To make sure the CG elements looked organic, quite literally, the team relied on motion capture a lot. Arnold Vosloo, who played Imhotep, performed every moment of the mocap himself. To create the mummified version of his body, VFX artists used Autodesk Alias because the motion capture movements were performed by the actor and not by a stuntman. The artists managed to make the mummy incredibly realistic and make it walk exactly like Arnold Vosloo. The morphing effect only got better and more realistic from the moment on, and by the end of the decade, VFX had grown to the level of hyper-realism. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 is a perfect example of modern advanced CGI. At the beginning of the movie, several characters drink a potion that turns them into Harry Potter's clones. The incredible morphing effect in the scene is so subtle and beautiful. It is easy to forget this wasn't real at all. It involves both face and body morphing, and you can see the actors' faces steadily blend together with Daniel Radcliffe's facial features. Several different studios created visual effects for the movie, and those include DNEG, Framestone, Rising Sun Pictures, and Moving Picture Company. As we approach the 2020s, the morphing effect is becoming a must for nearly any and every movie with fantasy elements in it. Venom 2018 is one of the best examples of a movie that revolves around the shape-shifting effect as the main character keeps transforming throughout the story. Tom Hardy's terrifying Venom transformations were created by DNEG's VFX artists. To create Venom's huge strong body, the team had a 6'7" stunt double perform the motion capture since Tom Hardy is 5'9", and Venom is supposed to be much bigger. To make sure the moments when Tom's character, Eddie Brock, extrudes tentacles from his body were smooth and the motion was natural, the team used Canon 5D Mk3 witness cameras for precise tracking. Morphing VFX, you can see in the 2010s and early 2020s movies, already seem to be the absolute peak of photorealism in CGI. And frankly, it's hard to imagine how much further the artist can push believability in VFX. The number of tools the artist can use now is absolutely dizzying, and the teams always keep creating something new and exclusive to go beyond the possibilities of the existing applications.